Hi, Paul here from Trekitt with Harry, and we're out in the local woods today to talk to you about the Meindl Meran GTX. So what is the Meindl Meran GTX? Well, as you can see, it's a brown leather walking boot. It's made using Meindl's Comfort Fit Last, which is a special shape the boot is designed around the last, and that is designed specifically for people with wider feet. So it has more room across the toe box here and a little bit more depth in the volume here as well, just to give you a more space and a little bit more comfort if you've got a wider foot. It's the perfect boot for kind of easy hill walking, day hiking, country hiking, bimbling around the woods, taking the dogs for a walk, that kind of thing. Supremely comfortable, really well made by Meindl themselves, who have been making boots for hundreds of years. Literally, I think they can trace their boot making heritage way back to the 1600s. So they should know what they're doing. And this is part of their Comfort Fit range. Good quality, general hiking, country walking boot for people with wider feet. So what's the Meindl Meran GTX made from? Well, there's a clue in the name, GTX, so it's obviously got Gore-Tex there, but we'll come to that in a moment. So let's start with the outside of the boot, the brown bit. It's leather. It's actually a waxed Nubuck leather. Nubuck leather is made from the best quality hides, but those hides may have had small sort of aesthetic blemishes on them, little scratches, nicks, things like that. So what they do is they sand the surface down really finely to remove those imperfections. So you get a high quality leather with a really good look and a soft finish, but it's far more durable than suede. Don't get this confused with suede, it's up there with the top grain leathers. It's just had that sanded finish to remove any blemishes. So it also makes the leather a little bit softer, so instantly comfortable when you put these on. The lining, like I said, is made from Gore-Tex, and we're all familiar with Gore-Tex. It's a waterproof, breathable membrane that sits between the outer side of the boot and the lining itself of the boot. And that provides that waterproof barrier. So along with the waxed Nubuck upper that you are going to take good care of, aren't you? And the Gore-Tex membrane itself, you get a real belt and braces approach to waterproof protection for your feet. It's also worth pointing out here that the wading depth, if you like, of the boot is not the top of the boot. The Gore-Tex membrane comes up to about there. Okay, just to allow for the cuff construction, the Gore-Tex membrane stops just short. So if you are going to wade through a stream, step in a deep puddle, etc., and it comes higher than that point there, it won't be waterproof. It may even come over the top. The boot also has a full bellows tongue to help with the waterproofing, so that stops any water coming in through that area of the boot there. Okay, let's talk about the midsole. So the midsole, as the name would imply, is the middle of the sole, so it sits between your foot and the outer sole, if you like, and that dictates the boot's strength and stability and how much it flexes. So for a lightweight running shoe, for instance, it would be really light and flexible to allow the foot to move naturally. But for sort of a high altitude technical mountaineering boot, when you're up on your crampon points, the midsole would be fully rigid to provide that kind of super stable platform for crampon use and steep ground. So the Meran, like I said, is designed for light hiking, country walking, that kind of thing. So it has a lighter weight, yet supportive and flexible midsole. So you can see the flex there. Flexes naturally around the met heads, and it doesn't fold, so it flexes and it's got a bit of spring in it. So as you're walking, it just provides a little bit of spring to your step, just to help reduce fatigue and to increase comfort. So sitting between the midsole and the outer sole, you've got this, you can see this lighter sort of brown colour here. This is a polyurethane wedge that sits between the outsole and the midsole, and that acts as a soft cushioning material just to reduce impact strike on the heel and through the whole of the foot, just to give you a little bit more comfort so it's not quite so hard on the ground when you're walking. The outer sole is Meindl's own unit. It's their multi-grip comfort hiker design, so it's not really massively aggressive lugs, but there's enough depth and control there to give you sure-footed grip on a sort of lots of muddy, slippy terrain, but without being too heavy and clumpy. And you get a lightweight heel breast here just to add a little protection when you're coming downhill, just to give you a little bit of bite on softer ground. So the main features of the Meindl Meran GTX, well, the big thing to talk about really is the comfort fit system. It does make a difference for those of us with wider feet, keeps this toe box really comfortable and reduces pressure around the large met head and allows the toe, the big toe particularly, to sit naturally, so you can get a really comfortable fit within the boot and you're not all squeezed and tight in there. And also part of the comfort fit system is this rather wonderful footbed. And get it out, voila. So normally inside a boot you'll have a fairly rudimentary foam footbed just to act a little bit of softness between you and the midsole, but Meindl go all out on their comfort fit insoles. It's made using a natural cork for breathability and to sort of moisture management, and then a really nice soft wicking top sheet, again to pull that moisture from your feet, keep your feet dry. Nice deep heel cup to locate the heel into the back of the boot, nice security, helping to increase stability through that walking gait. And then you get two shock absorbing pads in here. You get one under the heel here, just for that impact shock. And then you get a met dome here, if you like, which is a softer area which just sits behind the met heads of your foot, just to reduce pressure on that sensitive area if you're walking longer distances. Really makes a big difference to your overall comfort throughout a long hike in the hills. Another great feature of the Meindl Meran is the MFS system. It says on the side here, Meindl MFS system. So MFS stands for memory foam system. We're all familiar with memory foam from kind of pillows and mattresses. It molds to the shape of your body using body heat. And that's exactly the same with the Meindl Meran. So around this area of the ankle and around the ankle bones here, around the back of the boot here in the heel, you can put your hand inside, you can feel this soft squishy part, and that's the Meindl memory foam. The trick with this is to pop the boots on for 5 minutes, let it warm up, have a little walk around, sort of pre-hike if you like, let it warm up, and then retighten the laces to really get your foot kind of embedded into that memory foam, and it kind of gives you that custom fit, if you like, really holds your heel securely, makes for a really, really comfortable boot. So to summarise, the Meindl Meran GTX is kind of your classic brown leather hill walking boot. Perfect for easy hikes in and around the hills, country walking, nothing too strenuous. Bear in mind, you know, it has got quite a flexible midsole, so it's not really the kind of thing you want to use on sort of super technical terrain, but for your general hill walking, country walking, it's absolutely perfect. It's made by Meindl, a brand that we all love and trust. They've been making boots since the 1600s, so they should know what they're doing by now, shouldn't they? And as with all boots, it is worth mentioning that to keep them in tip-top condition and to make sure they perform to their optimum, you need to clean them and you need to reproof them regularly. Now Meindl put a warranty, and they put a really good warranty on their products. You know, they're very proud of their manufacturing heritage and they will look after you if there is a problem. But it's worth pointing out that that warranty will be void unless you use Meindl products. So we would also endorse that, and we would always recommend that for Meindl footwear, for cleaning and for reproofing and conditioning products, you always use Meindl's own products. Okay, so if you want to get more detail about how to clean and maintain your boots, Harry will put a link up here to a video that we did on that subject. If you want to pop over to the website, have a look at the Meran there. If you think it's the boot for you, Harry will also put a link up there. And if you like our content, hit the subscribe button. It'd be really good to have you on board. And as usual, we always welcome your comments and questions in the sections below. See you again soon. Bye-bye.